Hey guys, today I'm gonna make another video, and most of you will be very familiar with this title, The Lion King. I watched this as in the form of a musical, and I really liked it. So I wanted to share the story with you. This story was first released as an animation movie from Disney World Studios in 1994. And this animation was really successful that they made it into a musical in 1997, as I talked about earlier. Now, after those two were very successful, they released the photorealistic version of the story Lion King in 2019. And for some information about the Lion King musical, it has played over 100 cities in 21 countries, and 25 global productions. The Lion King has been seen by 110 million people worldwide. The musical theater phenomenon, as it says, unrivaled to any other show or entertainment title in a box office history. It says this is the world's #1 musical. The place where I saw this musical was at a place called Seoul Arts Center, the opera house inside it, and as you can see from this one picture, it is really big and grand. And this is the main lobby, well actually the second floor of the main lobby inside the Seoul Arts Center opera house. And as you can see in the background, there's a really large banner saying The Lion King, so me and my mom took a photo in front of it. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this place is really big and grand, and as you can see, it is inside one of the opera house's theaters, and here's the stage on the right side, and on the left side there are the seats, and there are up to 4 floors of seats, and I sat on the 3rd floor. Any of you who have watched the movie, any of the movie actually, the photorealistic or the animation, you know that the first scene and the first song in the movie is Circle of Life. So the musical started out like that too, with the Circle of Life. And here you can see there's a great big sun in the background, and on the left side there's a cheetah, and on the right side there's a giraffe. And here, the singer of the song from the musical is Rafiki the baboon, and behind you can see the antelope. And I really think these costumes are really impressive, and they use a lot of creative ways, and I'm very impressed by. I mean, look at this, at the giraffes and the elephants. And the highlight of the Circle of Life is the presentation of the successor to the Pride Lands, Simba. And I really thought this little doll was really cute, and if you see it in motion, it even moves its arms and legs. And here's an outer view of the presentation, and you can see all the animals are gathered around the Pride Rock as Rafiki holds Simba up into the air. But not every single lion shows up at the presentation of Simba, and not every lion is happy about it at all. Actually, there is one lion, Mufasa's brother, and therefore Simba's uncle, Scar. He has shown a dark side earlier on, and this just proves it. He teamed up with the hyenas, and hyenas are supposed to be the lion's greatest enemies. He teamed up with the hyenas, as I said, and he plans to kill Mufasa and Simba to take the throne for the king of the Pride Lands. This was Scar's pretty ingenious idea. As you know, these buffaloes can stampede really hard when they're forced to, and this time they were forced really hard. And it quotes in the movie, not not even the strongest lion can survive a buffalo stampede. So this was Scar's pretty ingenious idea, as I said, to kill both Mufasa and Simba without blaming himself. But when Simba survives the buffalo stampede, Scar tells him to run away, and Simba feels so guilty about his father's death that he does. And when he's out of the Pride Lands, he meets Puma and Timon. Timon is the meerkat controlled by a person dressed all in green, and Pumbaa is the warthog on the left side of the screen. Over the years, Simba becomes very close friends with Pumbaa and Timon, and as you can see here, their motto is Hakuna Matata, which basically means no worries. And anyone who's ever heard of Lion King has most likely heard of Hakuna Matata. There's a song about it, and I really enjoy the song because it's so energetic and it really gives off the meaning of it. And as I said, over the years, Simba grows up and he forgets his past and all the guilty crimes. And while living with Pumbaa and Timon, Simba forgets about his past and also his identity as a carnivore. He becomes not exactly a herbivore, but he becomes a omnivore because he eats bugs as well as leaves, just like Timon and Pumbaa. But back in the Pride Lands, because Mufasa and Simba were all believed to be dead, well, Simba was not, Scar was the only heir to the throne of the Pride Lands. So this is what he planned all along. He took it. He made a very good speech about being heavy-hearted and taking the throne. But of course, the female lionesses do not believe it at all. And among them is Nala, Simba's old childhood friend. And Nala sets off to find any solution she can find to save Pride Lands. And very accidentally, while Nala was chasing Pumbaa thinking he was prey, she came across where Simba was living with Timon and Pumbaa, and she was really amazed at the fact that he was alive, and she thought it was obvious that he returned to Pride Lands to be the rightful king. And in this scene comes the famous song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? At first, Simba refuses to go back to the Pride Lands because when he hears the word Pride Lands, all the guiltiness of his so-called crimes comes back to him, and he refuses to go back to the Pride Lands. But after a meeting with Rafiki, I do not know how that is possible, he realizes that he is the rightful king and he has to go back to the Pride Lands to defeat Scar and take the rightful throne. And when Simba gets back to the Pride Lands, he and Scar duel on the Pride Rock. And eventually Simba manages to pin Scar down. And then Scar tries to push all of his guilty crimes onto his allies, the hyenas. And the hyenas unfortunately hear this. So this is really an accident. When Scar falls from the Pride Rock, he is unhurt. But this hyenas surround him, and even though he tries to rid himself innocent, they heard what he said about them, and that somewhat finishes Scar off. And this is the presentation of Simba's son and the future heir to the throne of the Pride Lands, just like how Sarabi and Mufasa presented him in the Circle of Life. So this is how the movie ends, and also the musical ends. And also, I really recommend the movies and the animation and the photorealistic, and also this musical if you can only see it on YouTube. I really hope you watch all of them, all 3 of them, and maybe you'll feel the same way I feel about them. Bye!